Oh yeah,
Oh.
we are live. Yo guys. So if you can see us and if you can hear us, so please comment. If you can't, so don't. Yes, today is Friday morning, and we decided with Kostya we decided to study.
Yay.
So this kind of weather, is it typical for our country?
Not really, like last week it was like sunny all the week. So yeah, it's not typical, but sometimes it happens.
Right, so when this weather is there, so what do you feel like doing?
I don't know, I don't really like studying when it's raining outside. It's better working with me when it's sunny or when it's cloudy, but not rainy, because I really dislike rain.
Yeah, are you in Belarus? Please comment if you have these nasty weather conditions. So
Yeah.
I know that there are 3 people who are watching us today. So what's the weather like in your place? So please comment, okay? But today we're going to be discussing reading in general, and I think many people read only when the weather is bad and they don't go out and they don't do anything else. They just stay in bed. Yeah, we got a wonderful comment by Yauhian. He says, "Da вообще."
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Okay, so what do we wanna discuss today?
Yeah, reading.
Yeah.
Before we go down to like real business, maybe you could tell me, like, how often do you read? Is it your hobby or not really?
I know, I prefer reading small articles, or I prefer reading articles than like large books. So yeah, and I really dislike reading. Like if I read some book, it's about programming. Oh, it's kind of science fiction, but it's not some classic literature or something like that, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to read like classic literature.
Because we all know that it's boring.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I know that there are some teachers of Russian literature who hate people who
Yeah.
don't read.
Who don't read classic literature.
Yeah, I know that. Even among those 3 people who are watching us right now, okay, 2 people. Okay, goodbye, Russian.
One.
Yeah, the Russian language and literature teacher. Sorry, we're not with you.
Yeah.
Right, because we don't read literature like with these huge books. We have no time for that.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, on the bright side, however, youngsters have time to program and to learn programming, even when they study at school. Okay, so sorry, Russian language teachers, they don't have time to read these type of books, but they do learn programming. Okay,
Not all of them. All of us.
Yeah, only the brightest.
Like somebody learn programming, somebody learn something else, somebody doesn't learn anything. Yeah.
Right.
So you can't exaggerate it or extrapolate. Yeah.
Right. What kind of articles do you read? I mean, what are the newspapers or magazines that you read?
I have a subscription on New York Times, so yes.
Are you sure you're a school student?
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
Kostya is a school student, okay? Once again, what type of articles are you reading?
Like there is a section named Science or Health. I read like, yeah, almost all of articles I read are from these sections.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Many of you will say like, oh, youngsters, they're so mean, they're so stupid because they don't read Leo Tolstoy and they don't learn this thing about Natasha Rostova by heart, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, they're because they're busy with the New York Times, okay? Yeah.
Did you read Leo Tolstoy?
Well, actually, yeah, but
Yeah.
I had to read because
It's cool.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was something about like la 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 about some weather conditions and about some like Russian war or something.
Yeah. About
Yeah.
this, the First World War.
Come on, Russia is always at war.
Yeah. But not, yeah, like almost all of the books. Like I can say that about Russian literature, but about Belarusian literature, like all the books from Belarusian authors are about war.
About
Like,
war.
Yeah, like 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because when I come to Belarusian literature class, and it's always okay. So today we'll read a book about war.
About war.
And on
Yeah.
the next lesson
Right.
we will read a book about war again.
So Kostya goes on Vkontakte, like, okay, goodbye class, I'm going online. Yeah.
No, I listen because I respect our teacher, but I don't really like what we're doing.
Sure, you have to say that because you're online, and you can't say that you don't like your teacher. Yeah.
No, but I don't hate my teachers or something like that.
which is great to know.
Yeah.
We are not hated, at least. Right.
Yes.
And what was the latest book you read?
Okay, the latest one was The Little Skimmer. It's about programming.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I start a lot of books, but I
Never finished them.
not never, but really rarely.
Right. Okay, I have a question to you guys. I know that there are some people watching us right now. So, what was your latest book that you read, or at least started? Okay, we all start books. Yeah, some people start books and read 13 pages exactly. Yeah. So the other people just buy books. Like I had a period in my life when I just bought books and stockpile them at home. Yeah. So what was your latest book? So please write in comments.
But personally, about you, what was the last book you read?
The last one, well, I'm still reading it, and it's The Sixth Extinction. So I found the author online. So the author was also the author of the article in The New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the article, and I got interested. What kind of person is that? Like I got interested in the personality, and I got to know that it's a very educated person. She's done her PhD in environmental science and everything. So she's done many projects abroad, like in Amazonia, etc. Yeah, and I got interested, and I asked my foreign friends, like people who live abroad, to please buy me this book, The Sixth Extinction. And of course, the side value, like additional value for me, was SAT vocabulary, like the most advanced vocabulary. Yeah, and I also like the grammar structures, like the complexity of thought, which really appeals to me.
Yeah, but what's the genre of this book? Like,
okay, so it's the extinction, like many rare breeds disappear from the face of the earth. Yeah, and like to persuade the reader to showcase how these extinction happen, the reasons, and which specific species disappear in different regions.
Yes.
The author gives like very specific examples and draws conclusion, and it was very structured, and I really loved it. It was more like academic English, but still.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
We got a couple of comments.
Yeah.
Yao Hian, thank you for commenting. It's something, Irvin Yalom, something about psychotherapy.
Psychotherapy, yeah. That's
Wow.
interesting.
Wow. Yao Hian, why psychotherapy, I wonder? Is it the field you're working in, or just an interest? Okay, also Jochen writes that he's not been reading feature literature for quite some time. So Jochen, please comment. We are interested why psychotherapy. And also Manish Kachi is writing, "Hi sir, how you can please tell us," can you read?
Yeah, how can you please tell us how to concentrate, get to histical knowledge?
Histical knowledge.
I don't know what's that.
Manish.
Maybe historical.
Maybe, yeah. Manish, please
Yeah, maybe
type
historical.
a bit more carefully. I understand that you're busy driving or walking your dog or maybe eating right now, but try to type that we could understand. Probably historical knowledge, yeah? Can you recommend any books on history?
Not really. Maybe some school history books like 10th grade. Yeah, grade 10, grade 11.
I have an idea. Manish, why don't you check out my latest video recording of one student performance, like here from this place.
Yeah.
It was Vlad. It was 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Please check out the video wherein Vlad is discussing
Homo sapiens.
Sapiens.
Sapiens, just
Yeah.
Sapiens, yeah.
Sapiens.
By Yuval Noah Harari.
Exactly. So check that one out.
Yeah, the brief history of humankind.
Yeah, that's a really good book, and the person who recommended it to me was the recent student. Maybe 2 years ago we studied together. It was Dmitry. So Dmitry, tap on the head. Thank you for suggesting me these books. Really, Jochen is saying work. Okay, so Jochen
Psychotherapist.
is a psychotherapist. Well,
That's
wow.
great.
It's great that such people watch us, not just students and
Yeah.
teachers of Russian literature, but also psychotherapists watch us.
Yeah, your audience is very diverse.
Yeah, I can see that. Right. And you guys keep commenting. I'll grab my coffee, okay?
Okay, so maybe let's start with the main topic of our discussion.
Oh yeah, please show us what you got.
Okay, I have this book from mentioned above, Yuval Noah Harari.
A bit closer, right?
Ah, it's like reversed.
Reversed, okay. So the camera is reversed, so you're not gonna read it.
Okay, the name of the book is Homo Deus,
Okay.
A Brief History of Tomorrow by Yuval Noah Harari. It's like a bestseller, so you can easily find it on the internet.
Sorry, a brief history of tomorrow?
Yeah.
But how's that possible? Like a history of tomorrow? Because tomorrow is going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, he draws some conclusions from the history of humankind. That's about his last book, and he just tells his predictions about the future, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what will happen in the future? Like really, it's really abstract, but I think yeah, I think his predictions are pretty proper.
Proper?
Not how to say that.
Maybe accurate.
Yeah, accurate.
But how do you know that it's not tomorrow today? Because tomorrow is going to be tomorrow.
Because it sounds logical, something like that. That's not just blind predictions, and he has some arguments. That's why. Yeah.
Okay, so he
He
puts
proves-
forward
proves
his
it.
arguments. Okay, and he also gives support
Yeah.
of his argument. What about you guys? I know that there are several people watching us right now. Have you read this book? Show it please once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Homo Deus by
Yuval Noah Harari.
Harari. Yeah, have you read this book? So please comment.
Yeah. So I haven't read this book completely, but I got some. But I have already got some insights from it, and one quote was pretty interesting. Let me find it.
You made the plan.
Yeah, I made the plan. Yes. So I'll read a quote. It will be really long,
Long.
like 1 minute. It will take approximately 1 minute.
So we have a couple of viewers here. So should they grab their pillows?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, grab your pillows. It's going to be very long. So Constantine is going to read you a book, okay?
No, it would be like 30 seconds, not longer.
Okay, don't grab your pillow.
Okay, science it would be about like why people should study history, because that is a question that is pretty interesting for me, because when I sit on my history classes at school, sometimes I think most of my classmates and me too ask a question like why do we need that? Because why do we need to learn some dates from the history? Like why do we need to know when some battle during Second World War take place, something like that? Because that's not practical.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this author Yuval Noah Harari, he is a historian.
Is he hysterical?
Hysterical. Yeah, like how to say that?
How to say
Like
if the person knows something about history, how do you say that in one
historian.
word? Can you? Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, he's historian.
Yeah.
And he proves why do people need to study it. Now I will read it. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Science is not just about predicting the future, though. Scholars in all fields often seek to broaden our horizons, thereby opening before us new and unknown futures. This is especially true of history. Though historians occasionally try their hand at prophecy, the study of history aims above all to make us aware of possibilities we don't normally consider. Historians study the past not in order to repeat it, but in order to be liberated from it. Each and every one of us has been born into a given historical reality, ruled by particular norms and values, and managed by a unique economic and political system. We take this reality for granted, thinking it's natural, inevitable, and immutable. We forget that our world was created by an accidental chain of events, and that history shaped not only our technology, politics, and society, but also our thoughts, fears, and dreams. Yeah, the cold hand of the past emerges from the grave of our ancestors, grips us by the neck, and directs our gaze towards a single future. We have felt that grip from the moment we were born, so we assume that it's natural and inescapable part of who we are. Therefore, we seldom try to shake ourselves free and envision alternative futures. Studying history aims to loosen the grip of the past. It enables us to turn our head this way and that, and begin to notice possibilities that our ancestors couldn't imagine or didn't want us to imagine. By observing this accidental chain of events that led us here, we realize how our very thoughts and dreams took shape, and we can begin to think and dream differently. Studying history will not tell us what to choose, but at least it gives us more options. Yeah. It was really long.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, Vlad is there, so he says
hi.
Hello, Vlad.
Hi, Vlad.
We're here.
So, what do you think about it?
Probably you could summarize it, because yesterday we had a discussion with a person who's now employed with an IT company.
Yeah.
It's a recent startup, and we discussed that today, like the needful skills for the youth that aspire to study in the best campuses is the number one summary.
Yeah, you have already said it.
Yeah, like many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second one is paraphrasing.
Yeah.
So this person, like, I was really delighted because because first of all, she's in my friend list, which is great, and she wrote for The Economist, and she also completed an internship in. No, she's also working with BBC Monitor.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got it. Yeah.
Serious.
Right. Yeah. And okay. Back to the point. Summary. Can you please summarize?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So, people don't need to study history to know what happened. Just to know what happened in the past. They need to study history to be liberated from what happened in the past. To know how that happened.
Okay, so if I read, for example, if I learn what happened during the Great War, so then I will be liberated, like once again.
No.
Liberation of Minsk happened by these Soviet troops who totally dismayed the Nazi Germans.
Yeah.
So they liberated Minsk. And I'm going to be liberated once again. Is it correct understanding?
No, it's not correct understanding. It's like not liberated like in real life, like if you liberate someone from the prison, for example. It's like to liberate your mind, to broaden your, I repeat these words.
Horizons.
Yeah, to broaden your horizons. Like if you know, like it's his opinion. If you know history, like you will always you'll always look for some new possibilities, something like that. Like your mind wouldn't be limited, something like that. And I wanted just to know your opinion on that, because it's pretty
on history, yeah.
On this on his opinion.
So. Yeah.
Oh no, that's all right.
So are we online? Yeah. So
yeah.
That's a valid point. If you can hear us, if you can see us, put likes. Sometimes the connection may be like a bit, but still we're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learning history. Well, I don't know. Seriously, probably it depends on your teacher, who your history teacher is. Because if it's some communist guy who hates people,
okay,
probably it's going to be just you're going to have this bad experience of learning history, because from his perspective, oh boy.
Okay, but do you like reading books on history? Like besides this book, *Sapiens*, do you read some historical books?
Well, I would say that it was in my childhood, because at that time we bought some Russian books in Russian, and these books in Russian, I was completely discombobulated by their approach, because it was such an ethnocentric view on history, like Russians is a #1 nation.
But it was during USSR.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the post-USSR time. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it never changed. They still think that they're #1.
Who they?
They we the Russian people. Yeah.
But not everybody. Maybe some crazy teachers or somebody in government, something like that. But not. I think
not in our
ordinary people. Not. I think really a little part of them think we're Russians. We will win.
Yeah, probably. I think that every nation have this, may have some attitude like we are the best, but it's more like a recognition in the community. Like I understand, like you're good. Yeah, I'm also good. So I respect you, and I think we should not be ethnocentric and egocentric and respect the others. Saying like you're the best, meaning that the others are the worst.
No.
So,
no.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have my own opinion on that, because I have some background in it.
Yeah.
In history, as all of my mates. I don't really understand why this, not these teachers, but maybe some of the teachers, but mainly these people who write these school curriculums. Why do they really think that? I'm speaking not about only history, but about geography, biology, physics, math, history of Belarus.
Yeah.
Why do they really think that that people should know some dates, like I don't know, some dates? Yeah, when Minsk liberated, when Minsk was liberated, or something like that. Like, why do they think that we need to know some strict definitions of some words and to write them, to memorize them? Why it's not practical like, oh, the only reason why people really study it because they understand that they will have an exam on it in the end of the at the end of the 11th grade 11. Yeah, and that's
Yeah. My question is why?
yes.
Why do you know? Do you need to know these like dates?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I really like how this Yuval Noah Harari how he represents his information. He doesn't write some really strict dates or something like that. He writes some interesting facts or some facts which can, I don't know, lead you to some interesting conclusion or to some really unique thoughts, to some insights. But if these school teachers were, if the school curriculum, history, for example, was something like Yuval Noah Harari writes, it would be great, and I think like almost 100% of pupils would be interested in history or whatever subject it is. So why don't they make any analogies to real life?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's almost the same in all countries. Like in the US, I think they study US history and they study some dates and something like that. I'm pretty sure that it's true.
Let's ask them.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
So those who live, do you live in the United States? So do you study a lot of dates, or maybe you know something about it?
Like what do you study on
Yeah,
your
please
history
comment.
classes?
Right. On classes?
No, I'm not sure.
Maybe in classes.
In classes, yeah, in classes.
Come on, add.
At classes. Okay, okay. Now I know
No,
that.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that in the United States they don't study like a lot of these numbers like 1565, 1567. Ooh.
Yeah, and the toughest part of this history is, I think, in the section of history of Belarus.
Yeah.
There is a section of really a big section on the Second World War.
Yeah.
And it's really tough when you need to memorize these dates when some battles took place, like not just a year, not just a month, but like from June 15th to July 2nd. And when you have a test, you need to write these dates. And if you, for example, have a mistake in some, for example, you have written not the 1st but the 2nd of July,
right?
You will get better grade.
Yeah. There is one reservation here. We never supported Nazi Germany. Okay, like neither Kostya nor me. So we never supported Nazi Germany. We always supported Allied forces. And like Russia, Great Britain, and Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't support Nazi, okay? Right. That's a very important point.
Yeah.
Because some people will watch it and like.
Yeah. Understand.
First, they speak not Russian.
Oh. Yeah.
Second, they are saying something against the great victory in the great patriotic war.
Yeah.
So are you against the victory?
No, I'm not against. I'm neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah, I don't care about it.
Like you don't care Hitler, like, or like.
No, I'm not interested in it.
Okay, right. Of course.
I don't support. No, I don't support neither Stalin nor Hitler.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't want to study their personalities really profoundly. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, but we of course recognize the great the great contribution that our ancestors, namely our grandparents, did to win the war. So we really recognize it. But we do think that there are other things to study at school apart from that.
Yeah, like there were like there were, for example, there were the First World War, and nobody really cares about it because after that there was the Second World War, and everybody speaks only about that, and nobody talks about like the First World War. But many people died there, and Russians and Belarusian people, I suppose,
and Polish people,
and Polish, and from many countries.
Yeah.
Why don't we study it so profoundly?
Yeah.
As Second World War.
Just for a minute, study those people originated from India who died during these wars. You will be astounded. Like,
is there a lot of them?
Yeah. Right. So they fought on the on like our side. Meaning like Russia, Britain.
Yeah.
I mean on the good side, not on the Darth Vader side. Yeah. Vlad is leaving a comment. It's
hi from Sasha Gaishun. It's our common friend, mutual friend.
Sasha.
Yeah. So, like I wanted to describe some situations that took place in my school like a month ago. I was on my geography class. Sorry.
It's very nice.
At my geography class, and it was the end of the month of the school year, and nobody really took care about what happened, and everybody had their grades for school year, but some people haven't, and so they were studying some paragraphs to answer it,
trying to cram, like memorize things like.
Yes, and then one student, she was answering some paragraph, and the teacher asked her. It was about geography of Belarus, and it was about geography of Belarus, and the teacher asked her final question for this student, like, what is the only one plant which reprocesses metal products in Belarus? Like, where is it located? And nobody really
what? Like processes
plant like a factory, not like
okay. Yeah. I thought a plant.
No, like factory.
Like a tree.
Yeah, which reprocesses metal products. What is the only one? Where is it located? The only one factory like that in Belarus. Where is it located?
Well, my question is simple. Who cares?
Really? And nobody really knew that, and the student too. Okay. And then, but the teacher was really crazy about it, so she was serious. Like,
it was very important for her.
Yeah.
Maybe she just forgot, and she wanted you to remind me. Like, I forgot that. Yeah.
No, she was really serious about it, and she wasn't ironic. She was really serious.
She was serious about that.
Yeah, she was like, "Where is it located? You live in Belarus, and you don't know this fact."
Right. Did she call names? Did she offend you in any bad language?
No, she didn't offend, but it was like not really pleasant to hear that. Like, how don't you know that? And then about 30 seconds passed, and she was she said with this arrogance and pride, in Zlobin.
Okay, now
it was so funny.
Yeah, in Zlobin, and you were like, where is Zlobin?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, if you live in Zlobin, I have no problem. But...
Yeah, if somebody doesn't know where is Minsk, I'm not how to say that.
And Encyclopedia Britannica.
What? What do you mean?
For example, the same people expect of me. I'm an English teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I should be the encyclopedia of English rules and words. So they could ask me, how to say that in English? You're a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not Google, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a repository of facts. I'm the same type of human as you are.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't know some fact, where I live or where some factory
Yeah.
is located. Like, I'm not offended about that. I'm just like, that's okay. I don't really care.
Right. Some plant that produces. Oh my goodness.
Plant that reprocesses metal products.
Metal products.
Metal products, yeah.
Probably, I don't know. She has some connection with this. Like, it reminds her of her younger years.
I don't
No,
know. I'm
no.
not sure.
Or maybe she's from Zloby.
No,
Yeah,
she's not.
I
She's
think.
not.
No.
No.
Okay. Then I don't know.
But what was your theory?
My theory?
Yeah.
Well, A. I have 4 points. A. She's from Zlobin.
Oh, SAT multiple choice question?
Multiple choice questions. Yeah. What does the teacher like suggest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The teacher suggests that she's from Zlobin originally. Choice B, that she has some connection, like emotional connection with this plant. 3, it's in the curriculum, and some wise personality put it in the curriculum for the children to memorize.
Yeah.
And 4, well, that's their way to oppress the students so that they would never shout and just sit quietly at the lesson. So, what is your choice?
None of them. I think they are combined. Like, like I think the last one, like they want to oppress children, and the second one is that somebody put it in this curriculum, and now she just has to teach it. But really, if she wanted just to skip it, she could do that easily. Of course, you can call that maybe that illegal or something like that, but nobody really cares about it.
I think that with English teachers, it's very cut and dried, black and white. I found that even in today's like curriculum, which is not perfect at school, many English teachers can have like approved books when the education authority comes to observe the class. They use these books
Yeah.
for 5 minutes.
Yes, of course.
And then when education authority goes home, so they continue studying like the good books which pupils are going to need.
Yeah. Sometimes it works this way. But for example, in my English group in school, in school, but both are acceptable.
What do you think? What's the difference between in school and
Yeah,
at
I know
school?
the difference. I have read some page on the internet.
You guys do you know about that? So please comment. What's the difference between in school and at school?
Like we are using in school when we're talking about a particular building, something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. So in my school, we study like we use just ordinary books, ordinary school books,
Yeah.
and that's not so bad. But I don't know, like many students in my English group, they have some really essential. How to say that? They don't know some essential rules. Like they don't know, for example, if you ask some of them, like tell me please how to use present simple, for example, and when do we need to use it, like a big part of them wouldn't answer. And then we go to the lesson and we study like past perfect continuous, but they can't even use some basic rules. So how could they learn something more advanced? It's not possible.
No. We don't need basic. We need super advanced because it's in the curriculum.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Unfortunately, yeah.
Anyways, this is life. So shall we have a heart attack about that?
No, it's just a little bit sad. But no, I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah. Let's just take it easy.
Yeah.
You have this wonderful book. Can you once again show it to the guys? So today we are discussing this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's how do you call it?
Homo Deus.
Right.
A brief history of tomorrow.
All right, and Deus is for two?
What do you mean?
Like Deus, Treus, Quatrus, no?
No, it's like the name of the species.
Okay, so tell us about the species. Like, I never heard of this species.
Yeah, it's like
I've heard of crustaceans, for example.
crustaceans.
Crustaceans.
What's
Okay, that's that's from the TOEFL article, if you remember.
No, I don't.
Okay, some fossils.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about these species?
Okay, like the author, he created his own species, something like that. Yeah. So it's a species of gods, not just usual people who can live forever, and yeah, something like that.
Like in the song, you want to live forever. No?
No.
Okay.
So like nowadays, all of the people are Homo sapiens.
Okay.
And but he created his own species named Homo Deus, which are people which will live in the future, from his point of view, which can live forever. Yeah, this is the main difference, I think. Yeah.
But how are they going to live forever?
Yeah, because they're going to live forever because of advanced medicine.
Yeah. Due to the because the
high-level medicine.
Biotech industry is advancing very quickly.
Which industry?
Biotech.
Biotech, yeah, exactly.
Biotechnology.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And how specifically is that going to happen? Can you give an example?
I'm not really sure, but I know that a lot of people now who die now, they
will rise from their graves.
Something like that. They decide not to be like buried in the ground on some I forgot how to call it.
Graveyard. The graveyard.
Yeah.
Cemetery.
Cemetery. Yeah. Exactly.
It's the same actually. Yeah.
What did you say?
Cemetery and graveyard is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cemetery. So they don't want to be buried in the cemetery. They want to be frozen.
Frozen. Okay.
Yeah. And it costs a lot of money. It costs something like I made a little research in this field.
Oh.
And it costs like between $50,000 and $200,000. Yeah, and it depends on do you want to froze only your brain or the whole body.
Okay. Right.
And it costs a lot of money, but it gives you it gives you like maybe a really, really minuscule chance of living forever.
Reviving after.
Yeah, reviving after death. Like if you just die, you're like, okay, I'm dying. And if you die and you know that you'll be frozen, you're like, I die, but I will live like in the future somewhere.
Yeah, so you don't have to give your password from your Facebook account to anyone.
Yes.
Just keep it to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and can I, for example, before dying, if I feel like I'm dying, can I get frozen like 1 minute before death?
No. Yeah, like it's illegal. It's illegal. Nobody can do that because it's illegal. Because if they freeze you when you are alive, like they will go to the prison because they will kill you.
So the person will be frozen and he will go to the prison. And after being like revived, he will spend some time in prison.
No.
He will no.
No, like people who freeze you, they will go to the prison because they killed you, because they froze you before you died.
Okay.
And it's illegal.
That's
in all countries.
You know, it's a slippery slope, actually.
What does it mean?
Well, there's some. There are like potential drawbacks. So if you start going down this road, you will go like you'll find out trouble.
Ah.
So it's a slippery slope.
Slippery
So
slope.
would you
Yeah,
like
understand.
to go down this road?
Yes.
No, it's
No, if you're talking about your idea, yeah. No, I wouldn't like. But I like the way. I like this way of freezing yourself.
yeah.
I think that's great.
I don't
Would you
know.
like to be frozen?
Well, it really depends because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Because
Yeah.
who knows what kind of world you're going to wake up to.
Yeah.
Imagine, for example, that it's going to create a zombie land instead of just like eternal happiness, and people will be, I don't know, like half reality. They're going to be half dead and stuff. Well, it's a bit scary actually.
No, I don't
No?
think so. I don't like this process of being buried and then you're like some worms eat you.
Oh,
I don't like this process.
they need to eat something.
Yeah, of course, but I don't want to be like. Of course, when I die, I won't care about it. But if I think about it now, I don't really like this process. But the process of like if you're frozen, I don't know. I just want when I'll.
There is a cartoon, Frozen. Have you watched it?
I haven't.
Okay. That's children's cartoon.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want when I'll be dying, I just don't want to feel like, oh my god, I'm dying. I want to feel like, yeah, I'm dying, but I'll be alive in the future somewhere.
Okay, you want to be like Lenin.
No.
To stay in a mausoleum, for example.
No, like Lenin won't be revived because there is some special way they freeze you. They like inject some special things.
So it's not mummification, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, mummification.
Mummification, yeah, that's not mummification. This process is really sophisticated and yeah. And you need, if you want to be frozen after you die, you need to do all the stuff with contracts like many years before you die.
Okay, so you have to
Sign all these contracts before, yeah.
Right. A bit scary because like there's so many ways how things can develop. You know, when you talk about the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like this method.
Are there any other points you would like to mention regarding the book?
Maybe I need to check.
Yeah, guys who has just joined us, Konstantin is discussing some ideas mentioned in Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari. Yeah, have you read it?
By the way, can I
Yeah.
get my paper?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I have written out some pages with some interesting quotations.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to read a long passage?
No, it's like not really long, but it's controversial, so I want to discuss.
Controversial. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So we are constantly reminded that human life is the most sacred thing in the universe. Everybody says this. Teachers in schools, politicians in parliaments, lawyers in courts, and actors on the theater stage. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted by the UN, it's like United Nations.
Yeah.
After the Second World War, which is perhaps the closest thing we have to a global constitution, categorically states that the right to life is humanity's most fundamental value. Since death clearly violates this right, death is a crime against humanity, and we ought to wage total war against it.
Speechless. Once again, death is the crime against humanity.
Yeah, because it violates this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Because like life is a right, and death it obtains your life, something like that. Not obtains, but
deprives you of it.
Removes maybe.
Yeah, it removes. Yeah.
It removes your life, and that's why it's a crime. And a death is
illegal.
Is illegal, yeah, something like that, and we need to fight against it.
Well, when you think about it, death is illegal.
something like that. Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, I have one problem with this idea. Well, according to the concept, UN is trying to regulate something beyond its power, because death, is it a phenomenon?
No. Or yes, I don't know.
Yeah. So
But it changes. It can be changed.
can a legal body,
Mm-hmm.
even transgovernmental,
Mm-hmm.
regulate phenomena, like natural phenomena, or phenomena, for example, in space, or things like death? Well, I think
No, but they are not trying to regulate it. They just said it. I don't think that they, when they wrote this this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, they thought something like, oh, like death is a, how to say that, not crime, but
illegal,
not illegal, like
violation.
like a man who committed some crime. Who is he?
It's a criminal.
Criminal, yeah, criminal, of course. Like I don't think they thought something like, oh, now we write that, and that means that death is a criminal. But he just the author created this point. He inferred it, something like that.
Yeah, that's a great point, because it induces a lot of thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty.
We could call it thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking argument.
Thought-provoking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So because it provokes our thought.